Good morning. Today I'm going to demonstrate the Chef's Mark. It says preferred quality Chef's Mark machine. It's a very simple instructions. It has 12 choices, and then you can add a timer to it, and then you press start. So it's real easy to load. When you get a machine, be sure to look at how the bread machine pan loads in. This one snaps in front and back, and it says front on the pan. I'm going to snap it in there. You want to make sure it gets engaged so that the paddle in the bottom, see the paddle, is engaged, because you want your dough to be made, not come back to a cooked pile of flour, which has happened to me before. No fun. Okay, so in order to load this, I recommend that you take the pan out of the machine to load it, because then you won't spill anything in the oven part, and then you won't have residue or the smell of burning flour. So we're going to start loading this with the regular recipe. I'm going to turn on the tap water, and you're just going to use warm tap water. And this calls for 1.5 cups of warm water or milk. I will tell you that when I make it with milk, my Polynesian friends say it tastes like the bread their mothers made in Samoa and Tonga. So try it. If you ever have 1.5 cups of milk you want to throw in your bread, gives it good protein, but it's just different. That was 1.5 cups of milk. Now we're going to put in a teaspoon of salt. I like to put my salt and my sugar in the water, because this is 2 tablespoons of sugar, because it dissolves in the water, in the warm water. 1, 2, and because I can use my measuring spoon for the oil, and put in the oil. Easy. Okay. And again, as I've told you before, when you're measuring flour, you give your flour a stir to give air to it. You don't want flour compacted. It makes the measurement heavier, and it'll make your bread heavier. But you basically just load it in. I like having my flour in a big bucket so that I can scoop it off. This is a 2-pound loaf we're making. This particular machine will do a 1 pound, 1.5 pound, and a 2 pound. It's a choice on the front of the machine. But I'm making a 2-pound loaf. So it's 4 cups of flour. And then I put in my Vital Wheat gluten, which is a heaping tablespoon of Vital Wheat gluten. You can see, you can get it in cans. I can't find it anymore at Macy's, but now I get it in bulk at Winco and add it to my can. Also, on your yeast, you want the instant yeast in a bread machine. So you're going to put 1 teaspoon of yeast in there. We used warm water because we're turning it on right now. You put it in and snap it down so that it's engaged. Then we're going to plug it in. And on the top, we're going to pick the 2-pound loaf on the select button. So we're going up to number 3 on this particular machine. Whoops, I went past it. 3 is a basic loaf, and I don't want to add a timer to it, so I'm going to start it. You'll hear it going. And you can see it going too. I'm going to pick you up. And that's important to see it going. We'll come back in 3 hours and see the end results. Okay, here we go. It's been 3 hours and 10 minutes actually for the bread to mix and cook, and it smells wonderful in here. We're going to unplug it, lift the lid. Remember, this is an oven, so use hot pads. You'll reach in and grab the pan and pull it straight up. Beautiful loaf, and I shake it just a bit, and then we're going to put it on a cooling rack to cool. Enjoy!